guys, ALEC PEIRCE SCUBA. Now, I have been on YouTube a lot, and there are dozens of YouTube videos showing people how to remove decals on your vehicle. If you have stick-on decals, be it the brand or the model or the dealership, often has a stick-on decal on your new car or on new or old, no matter. There's lots of videos how to get it off, how to take all those decals off. And that's good, because when you start to pull them out, they're on there very, very tightly. People are afraid they're going to hurt the vehicle somehow. And so there's lots of videos on there using either floss, dental floss, or personally, I like fishing line. You can put it in behind and saw it. There are lots of videos on that. But I've been unable to find a video that explains how to put the new decal on. Now, there's an assumption that you're taking that decal off and replacing it with another one. I haven't seen anything on how to put it on. And that's actually trickier. That's actually harder, because not only does it have to be precise, placement, everything else, but you want to make sure it stays on. So I thought I'd take just a minute. We're just about to do that. We're just putting a new decal on my F-150. I will show you the finished product in just a minute. But interestingly, I'm going to show you a picture. First thing you have to do is decide where you want it. So get someone else to work with you. It's always good to get a second opinion and figure out the proper placement. Should it be here, in the middle, top, side, whatever, how far from the edge of the, in my case, tailgate or door, whatever, and everything else. And how much gap between any other decals or features on the vehicle. Decide where you want it. Well, then you have to make sure it's dead straight. So for that, use a measure, a ruler, a very fine ruler, so you can measure from another edge to make sure that it's perfectly straight. 2 inches, or whatever. You could use a small level, I suppose, but personally, I like to look at it, because it is actually the finished look that is most important. And it may well be, when you put it on there and have someone hold it for just a minute for you, that you look at it and say, that's not right, tip it a bit, and it looks better tipped a little bit. Well, you have to decide all that. So decide where it's going to go. That's the first thing. Number two, you have to clean it. I mean, we're talking clean it. It has to be absolutely perfect. So I suggest you use a very strong cleaner, something like Spray 9, which I use, just a very, very strong household type cleaner. And spray the spot where you want it to go, and then use a cloth, scrub it thoroughly, and then lots and lots of water. Rinse it about 3 times. As soon as you have it rinsed, so it's perfectly well rinsed, rinse it one more time. Those cleaners sometimes leave a little bit of a film on that. You don't want that. So rinse it really, really well. And then, of course, you have to dry it. You can dry it using an air hose, which works really, really well, or just a good terry cloth. Make sure it's perfectly dry. If you're doing this in the sun, unlike waxing or other jobs, in the sun, it's much better. Works really well. Not only is the decal warm, and the vehicle is warm, and the 3M tape is warm, but it dries well too. So wash it, rinse it, and then dry it. And then lastly, I take a Kleenex, which is a soft piece of cloth, and I put a bit of alcohol, ordinary alcohol that you have in your house, isopropyl alcohol, soak it, and then just quickly wipe back and forth. That removes any possible grease, anything else that may be a single fingerprint, takes it all off on the spot where you're going to put your new decal. Okay, so you're all set to go. Now you've got your new decal. Here's mine. It comes complete with the 3M tape on it. So you get the decal, and the 3M tape is already mounted onto the decal. These are cast aluminum. I think they're aluminum. Anyway, some kind of pot metal, and polished and everything else. Looks nice. And on the back is where the tape will go. The 3M tape will go onto here, and it'll stick onto the vehicle. As I say, when you buy something from the dealer, often it already has 3M tape on it. And that makes it really handy, because it'll be 3M tape. And any place where there's supposed to be a hole, so that the car body color shows through, it usually is already there. So all you really have to do is take off the paper backing and stick it on. That's the way it often is. In this particular case, it's a aftermarket decal, and it comes with a nice piece of 3M tape. And fortunately, in this case, because it's a relatively complicated decal badge, in this particular case, there are a number of holes that you want your car body to show through. So you have to take this and very, very carefully remove those holes, as I'm doing right now. I'm going to continue to do this. And then once all the holes are cleaned out, as I've seen, you see there's 2 or 3 here. I got 3 or 4 more to go. Punch them up very, very carefully. Don't get your fingers on anything sticky. There shouldn't be sticky. If it's like this, it'd be paper on both sides. Get that all ready. There's just one more piece that has to come out right in the middle. If you see the letter A, see the letter A and man, the word man, there's a hole. I want the truck body to show through that. So you have to go to the 3M tape, and sure enough, there is a piece there that you very carefully push and pull away so that it makes a hole in the 3M tape. Exactly where it ought to be. Okay, that's it. So it's just about that simple. Now, now you got to make sure you're all ready. You may have noticed I've got a picture attached here that what I did in my case, I actually put a couple of pieces of masking tape on the side of the truck to show exactly where I want this placed, so I don't have to be measuring and guessing. Once this is on, you can't move it. Once you put this 3M tape onto the side of the vehicle with the badge, you can't move it. I mean, I know I've tried. Other people have tried, and hey, can't be done. So that's just about that simple. Now, what you need to do is take the paper off of this side. That's the side that's going to go on to the badge. The badge looks like this, goes on like so. And you can see the holes through there now. You see those, Di? So you can see the holes. So we have to take the paper very, very carefully off of this front side, and then very, very carefully put the decal on there exactly where it ought to be, and press that tape firmly on. So now the tape is pressed firmly onto the back of the badge. This side is going to go against the truck. It's still protected with wax paper. Okay, so that's our next step, and we'll do that right now. And now I have removed all of the extraneous parts of the 3M tape. Okay, you can see all the holes in it and everything else. So now we're ready to put it on. And where it gets a bit tricky again, because you have to peel off the paper on the emblem or the badge side, and without touching the sticky part, it has started peeling it off, and apply it to the badge. So now you peel off the paper, and you can see it starting to peel off now, you see. So what I'm exposing is 3M stickiness. So don't touch it. And now I'm going to very carefully, not so carefully, he's going to rip off the other liner, the inside tape, which is not hard to do. There it is. You can see it coming off there now. And now it gets tricky again. However, at this point, I can grab the badge itself, top and bottom, without touching the sticky part, like so. Get rid of that. And now, get rid of that too. Place this right here where I think it ought to be, left and right. Oh boy. Don't let it touch until you're sure it's right, because once it touches, it's toast. Place the bottom on there, and the front right there. That's it. It's on. It's not coming off. You can't move it now. I hope it's in the right spot. It is the right side up. Oh yeah. Okay. Woo. Now, 3M works really, really well, or better, with pressure. It actually depends on pressure. It doesn't always say this in the instructions, but now what you need to do for a while, I don't know how long, maybe not a week, 3 or 4 days maybe, stand here and hold that badge on. Now, for several minutes, put lots of pressure on that. Activates the 3M tape, pushes it well in, so that the 3M tape, which has a, if you look at it through a microscope, has a porous surface, looks like a sponge, but as you push it in, you're pushing all those little sponge spots out of there, making the glue, the sticky part, stick on there really, really well. So the longer you can do this, the better. But it is almost supper time. Now you simply take off this, and you take off this, and your new badge is on. My dear wife wanted me to get this old man edition. I was going to get one for her. There is one called Crazy Bitch Edition, but no, she said she didn't want that. Anyway, it's cute. Just sets my truck apart from everybody else's. A couple of ideas on how to put the new badge on. So now you know from other videos how to take it off, and now you know some of the steps, some of the things you're going to face as you put a new badge on. Hope that helps. Take care, guys. ALEC Peirce at the ranch.